Um, Weirdly enough, today feels like a Friday, even though it's Wednesday. But part of the grief is that every day without Rambo sort of feels the same. It's just another day of missing him. Um, I remember doing auditions and not necessarily getting the part sometimes. And people would say, you got to audition harder. You got to want it. You didn't want it bad enough. Some people would prey on it. The truth of the matter is, no amount of prayer is going to get me what I want. No amount of, necessarily wanting it that bad will get me what I want either. Um, what I wanted more than anything was Rambo forever, and no amount of prayer was going to keep him alive. And no amount of wanting him to, or willing it, or putting it out in the universe was going to keep him alive any longer than he lived. 18 years is a long time, and that was, you know, relatively well past his life expectancy. So I guess I find myself less tolerant of those kind of sayings. I find them to be somewhat accusatory or blaming. I feel like when people say that to people, they're sort of blaming them for the fact that they didn't get what they were trying to achieve. It's not my fault Rambo died at 18. Somehow it is my fault. Because maybe it's my fault that he lived that long. And that's it's not necessarily a fault. I think that's a good thing. But it's never long enough. It obviously is still too short a time, and I'm dealing with it. Springtime makes it harder because I think spring was Rambo's favorite time. As much as he loved winter and running around in the snow, and as much as he didn't mind the fall because it was cooler, I think spring was his favorite because of all the smells, because of everything you know, uh, after the snow melted away for him to sort of sniff and enjoy. I think that the world smelled a lot more, I guess, rejuvenative or potent. I think it made him happy. And we walked for long times, sometimes hours. So that makes it kind of hard. Um, I'm trying to do better. Um, Trying to feel better every day. Um, there's obviously stress with not having Rambo around, and stress with my mom being in the long-term care facility. Um, I've had to make pre-arrangements for the inevitable, and I still come home sort of looking for Rambo just for half a second, only to remind myself that he's not there, and it's a lot of weight to bear without your best friend being there. There's a part of me that's afraid of tomorrow because I don't know if this pain is going to subside, if I'm going to feel better, or if I'm going to feel worse. And that's just one day ahead because I know there will be no Rambo tomorrow. So, nothing to look forward to. Um, and it'll be that way for a while. Um, but I am putting it out in the universe that I want great things to happen and nothing bad to happen. And I think that's just a silly saying that people say. I've never been a negative person. I've been always realistic, um, and been upset when things hurt, and been happy when things feel great. Um, I can barely see a bright side in this. I think there are times where I feel like I'm going to feel this way forever. At least for another 18 years, because I didn't feel this way before I met Rambo, and I see no end. I see no light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see a time where I'm going to stop feeling this way in lieu of missing Rambo. But I'm trying to feel better. And I miss Rambo, and it's just really hard moving on without him. I'm trying.